Hello YouTube. So welcome to the finalization of week 36. So I made $26.95.73 on 1,684 miles for about $1.60 a mile. Now that's not bad. It was 4 days worth of work, so you got to consider I made $673.93 a day, which is above goal and gives me a check that I'm not too proud of, but I mean it was 4 days worth of work. I did have to go home, work on the truck, and try and take care of some other things, and get my camera and my gas cards and so on. Now I know there's some people out there saying that TCS gives good gas discounts, and I can definitely see that if you're an owner-operator or working for a company that doesn't offer you any type of discounts. But right now, as it sits, I did some math and I looked at some of the fuel stations that I could get gas from so far. I mean, I've only done it, I looked at one day because, you know, I came up here to Pennsylvania. I'm waiting to get unloaded, and I looked along the route. So along the route I was on, there ain't nothing. I mean, TCS doesn't compare to the Schneider discount I'm getting at that spot. Now, unless the gentleman that recommended them is counting the IFTA as well as the discount, there's no match. I mean, Schneider's got a better discount. There was only one where I actually would have saved a penny at two different fuel stations. A penny. And to me, that's not really worth it. I mean, I got to pay $10 to TCS to transfer the money. Now, this is the card with no yearly fee. And the NASTC card has a yearly fee. And I did the numbers on that, and unless I can get the discounts that Mr. James Fox that works in the Northeast that works with us can get, then it's not worth it for me to run that either. I'll still have to crunch some more numbers and find out. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there saying, well, do this and do that. I haven't ran my numbers yet. Just keep that in mind, guys. So I can't honestly say right now whether or not it's worth it. But I will tell you this. TCS charges a $10 fee to transfer money into the account. I transferred $600 into the account. And because I wanted it done that day, and I should have checked the discount before I did it, but because I wanted it done that day, I used Western Union. And Western Union charges $7 and some change. So I am out $18 on a $600 money transfer. If you do, what is it, a bank transfer through TCS the right way, you can actually do it and it won't cost you anything but the $10 from TCS. So I will not be transferring any more money over until I know for sure whether or not I'm going to be getting anything out of this, because $18 is 18 transactions with Schneider, and if I'm saving a penny per gallon in fuel, every 100 gallons, that's $1. I'd have to buy 1,800 gallons of fuel, which is 2 weeks worth of fuel, which means I would have to put over $2,000 to this other account that, again, is someone else's account. I'm not making any interest off of that money that I could have in my own savings account. So it's actually taking a drain on possible revenue that I could make off of money I already have, right? So I'll let y'all know how that works out with the card. I'm not happy with it right now, but you know, I just got it, so we'll see. If there's anybody out there with a TCS card that watches these videos, let me know how yours is working out for you. I'd like to actually see some real numbers, not just like, oh well, it saves me this much, because you got to take IFTA off, right? So use FuelBook, and the FuelBook app, it's fairly accurate. And if you don't want to do that, you can actually look it up online at the government site that has the IFTA state tax rate. And I know there's some, we got a dock plate in the. I know there's some that do not participate in IFTA, so watch the states you go to. But what you got to do is you take the raw fuel cost. So take the selling price and then go to the fuel book app and click in the top right corner and hit list and less IFTA, and it'll show you the actual price you're paying for that fuel, and then you take your discount off. So if you're getting 20 cents with TCS and 34 cents with Schneider, sometimes 36 cents. So I go and get it for $2.73 here. Let's make it easy. $2.76. No, let's do it that way. $2.73, and you take the less IFTA. Say it's $2.36 at the Pilot. And then you're paying $2 a gallon because you get the 36 cents off for the Schneider card, but it's not going to show up on your settlement that way. It'll come out. The IFTA part comes out when you pay your IFTA taxes at the end of a month. So you can't really see that, but you do want to shop where the lowest raw fuel cost is. So I mean that way, because if they're charging a lot more in IFTA taxes, that's a lot less in IFTA taxes you're going to have to pay later on down the line. And I know Pennsylvania, I shouldn't even be here because I know their IFTA tax is ridiculous. But hey, I'm trying to make some money. They just canceled my last load. I came out Monday. I'll tell you that in a minute. The TCS card, the few that I looked at, the price itself was lower, but with the discount, it didn't come below the Schneider price, except at 2 gas stations, like I said, fuel station, whatever. But yeah, that's my story right now on the TCS card. I'll let you know more on that later on. You'll know whether or not, by me throwing it out the window and saying, screw that, or cutting it up or whatever. I mean, once I spend my $600, I'm not happy about that. That's 2 Phillips, so that's $2, right? Well, 3 Phillips maybe. At $200 a Phillip, I can get 3 Phillips out of $600. So that would have been $3 with Schneider, and then the discount, $3 charge for using a card, $1 a piece. Anyway, so I come out this week. This is in case I forget to mention this later on, which I might, but I came out this week, Monday, and booked it up to Beach Island, South Carolina to grab a load. Oh, well, you're a live load. So go over there and go see the people at this door 119. Door 119. Nobody there. Interesting. So go inside, stand around for about 10 minutes. Some guy comes out the bathroom. Hey man, what up? Is there anybody here? Oh, he don't come in till 8 o'clock. It's 6 something. Okay, I get up early and I do this stuff early so I can get done early. Don't come in till 8. Great news. He said, but meet me on the other side of the building at the shipping office for DHL. And okay, so I go across the other side, drive over there. This place is like miles, quarter miles between locations, and 3, 4, 5 different buildings. So I go over there. They take me inside. Well, get in the door. I'm in the door. Okay, I'll get in the door. I got to go grab my trailer back before somebody steals it, because they were supposedly low on trailers, which is why they didn't load anything. That's not why they didn't load anything. That's what their reason was, but that's not why. So I went back around, grabbed my trailer, backed in the door. Here comes another Schneider driver. Mine was like 70, whatever, 5'6", and his was 5'7", so he drove past and went to the shipping area, and then he came back and he thought it was a duplicate order, but it wasn't. So he goes around the other side of the building where I told him he needs to go, and they checked him in, and I guess he had to wait on my door. And then a guy comes out, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour later, I don't even know. This was like 8 o'clock or something. Comes out and tells me, yeah, the machine's down, so They don't know when it's going to be fixed. They don't know when they're going to be loading you. They're trying to weld a piece onto it. Product isn't even made. Okay, and you couldn't have told dispatch or anybody about any of this, because I know good and well that that machine was down. If it was supposed to be ready at 4 o'clock in the morning, that machine's been down a lot earlier than 4 o'clock in the morning. I worked in a plant that did manufacturing. I worked in many plants. Anyway, so whatever. It happens. No big deal. Got a VNU out of it for $150, and they put that on last week's check, which is another reason it was not bad. So there is an extra $150 on that last week's check, so it would have been like 25, 45, 73. So not quite $1.60 a mile. I think I was still hitting $1.55 a mile, but still, that's 4 days worth of work, guys. Not bad. Anyway, what else do I have? Nothing. So I headed up this way, right? Came up here to Pennsylvania. I grabbed a load. It was the only load that was out there that was worthwhile. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but there was nothing out there in Beach Island area that was worth a hoot. So I grabbed the highest paying load I could and booked it over here to Brennicksville and dropped that load and grabbed a really short run that was going to take all of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 30 minutes to get to the pickup, and an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to the drop. The pickup was live load, and I'm here, sitting here now, waiting to get loaded. I read the reviews on this place, and they say it takes 2 to God knows how long hours. Bring a lunch. You know what? I don't care. It happens. So, but hey, they're loading me now. I ain't been here that long, so we'll see how long it takes. I'm not worried about it. I got a nice wide open window on the next load, which picks up tomorrow at 10. And it's only, what is it, 10:24 right now. I'm supposed to be done with this whole load all together at like 2 o'clock or something like that. I might be able to find me a good spot to park and wait. Hopefully I won't have to search for an empty again. I had to search for this one, and then they sent me for one, and like I said, it's empty hunting time. So I went to the wrong building. This location I went to pick this up at has about 8 different buildings, or I don't even know. I didn't count them. Maybe 5. It had a bunch of numbers. You pull into this, you go down this road, and it's got like 5 or 6 different location addresses for the same facility, and each one has a humongous warehouse. So my stupid self, I went to the first one I seen and went inside, and he's like, oh, well, that's down there. You want to pull out of here, take a left, then turn left to the stop sign. Okay, there was no stop sign, but I saw where he was talking about, so I turned left there. I didn't look at the building number. Check your building numbers, guys. So I get in there, and some guy's like, I was like, I'm here for an empty. He said, well, I don't have any. Okay, whatever. He said, I had that guy right there is getting it. That's sitting outside. There was another Schneider driver out there. And I'm like, yeah, but his trailer's full. He's like, yeah, and he's dropping that, and he's getting the empty. I know what I'm doing. Okay, douche canoe. You know what you're doing. I'm happy for you. Don't be a jerk. All I did was say, I wasn't stating the fact that, hey, maybe you're doing your job wrong. I was just like, well, he's getting an empty, but his load's full. So I thought maybe you were mistaken about what driver was leaving. That driver was apparently getting here, hadn't opened his doors yet. But I was at the wrong building, so I had to leave, and I sent him a message saying I can't get an empty. So they sent me a message back saying, talk to Sharon or whatever her name is, she'll get you an empty. Like, okay. So I went back inside and said, Sharon here? Sharon don't work here. Nobody named Sharon works here. What up, man? I showed him. He said, you're at the wrong building. He said, you gotta go right down the road. Oh, okay. Don't I feel stupid? I guess we all have those moments, huh? So yeah, I went down there and I got a newer trailer than the one they sent me for, and it says, well, why are you getting this trailer? It didn't have the reason that, well, this is the trailer they told me to pick up. It had trailer stuck in mud, trailer broke down, trailer da-da-da, and so on. So I just put down there that trailer unknown location. So shoot, the GPS on the trailer, it showed can't track the trailer. So I'm like, well, you're gonna send me after trailer. You don't even know if it's here. It's have a date of August, the middle of August, and this is what, September? I mean, September 11th. That trailer's been at that location for almost a month. Oh well, what else is new? That's trucking, baby. Anyway, I don't have nothing else. I'll be putting the camera in. I found the spot on my dash. I know some of y'all watched that video. Although, I don't know, because see, this thing right here is the camera. And I was thinking, you know, I could put it like up here instead. I got two of them. They're two interior and two exterior. The exterior are like square shaped, and they'll fit on top of my mirror. That's because I can't fit on the bottom where they'll be at a, well, even if they're at an angle, they'll still work, but I'll put them on top of the mirror. And these, though, I was like, well, I could put them in the corner and run it that way, and then I'll have a view of everything from the bumper. I'll have to see what the view looks like when I plug it in again before I install them. But yeah, that might actually work better. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to put it. I'd like to use them all, but you know, if this is an interior camera, I don't want to leave it where it's going to get in the rain or anything. It does look waterproof almost, but I mean, there's a crack right here in the front. Right here in front, it looks like if I stick it in, rain will come in through this way. If it's on the rear though, it's facing rearward, it might not. I don't want to loosen it up. It's aimed just perfectly. I don't want to loosen it up to see, but I might have to. I do like playing with electronics, and I haven't been able to in a while. So anyway, I got to figure out where I'm going to power my DVR up from, and then what else I'm going to do. I had a problem hooking up the little display, the VGA display. I had a problem hooking that up. I couldn't get power to it because I was playing stupid. But there's an aux port in the rear that has like a 4-plug system. Everything in the back of it. There's 4 plugs for the cameras, and then there's one more 4-plug that is an aux 4-plug that you plug that thing in there, and it has a separate plug coming off of it for a power source for the VGA monitor. So that's what I was doing wrong. I was trying to power it up the wrong way. I thought maybe, you know, it powered itself from when you plugged it in to another section, and it wasn't that section. You know, I figured, you know, if you plug the plug in the back, it will work. Now you got to plug the plug in and plug that in. So whatever, figured that out. But yeah, anyway, my last load canceled. I got 5 lined up, or 4 lined up after this, and well, no, I had 1, 2, this one. I had 3, 4 lined up, and I dropped my other one, and I activated that one, brought it down to 3 trips, and the last one canceled. I'm glad it wasn't the middle one, because there's nothing out here I want to go to. I grabbed a load going to Kentucky. My wife was looking for me, and she's like, well, let's run to Virginia. I was like, yeah, I'm really getting sick of Virginia. And I added the numbers up, and they just didn't add up right. So made it to Kentucky, and then run into Ohio, and then I had an Ohio going to Ohio, another short run to finish it off. And I'm gonna do a reset, but my hours, I haven't been using a lot, so you know, the only problem is the hours I have been using are not a lot, except for yesterday. I drove all day, so my 8th day is only gonna have, because of the cancellation on Monday, my 8th day is only going to have like 4 or 5 hours on it. So a recap will end up being best for me once I run out of the 70, unless my 8th day turns into my 10th day and adds the 8th and 9th or whatever, you know, because then I'll have like 14 extra hours. So anyway, ramble on. I ramble on. But yeah, I got nothing else, guys. I'm going to go look in Fuelbook and a few other apps and the TCS app and see if I can find some gas around here that's cheaper than Schneider. So y'all keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down.